Let me put this. I hope you see everything right. This is a problem, but I'll be moving it back and forth. I have to learn to concentrate on the screen. It's hard to paint and talk and look at the screen at the same time. Yeah. Let me see if I can focus this better. Put it onto the side. Yeah. So today we'll be making a watercolor landscape, but the light is bothering me. There are two techniques that I want to show you. I already announced that I'm going to use masking fluid because many people has asked me how to leave white in your paper, but I usually just don't do anything. I just, if it's still wet, I get the paint out with tissue paper, or I can use some. It's I usually just don't do anything. I just paint around the white spots. Lazy me. But I've used a crayon, a white crayon, in the places I don't want the color to go. But the crayon, the bad thing about the crayon is then you can't paint in that area. You cannot like take the crayon out, the rest will just like stay there. But with masking fluid, I've used it a couple of times, but I don't know. I prefer not to. But I'm going to use it for this project. I want the light to work for me, but maybe there. If you see the highlights, if you see the drawing, let me see the picture. You see, I don't know if you can see there's a little delay, but I don't know if you can see the cursor, this little hand, maybe later. But is it like this? Um,
Mm-hmm.
but in the top of the mountains, you see white spots. Um, we usually, when we see a picture, we see it not with our eyes, but with our brain. How can I explain that? When we see this mountain, we see all that snow, and usually we think, let's leave all that snow white. But if you look closely with your brain, you see that there are spots that are blue because it's the reflection of the sky on the white. It's like a mixture of the light with the sky and the reflection. So you won't see all the snow white, and you have to leave those places that are really white so it will look believable. Because if you leave it all white, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be like frosting on a cake. Well, that's not a bad thing if you like frosting. And the sky is another thing you have to pay attention because the sky looks darker. I think with the brush I could point out a little bit here. In the upper part is darker than the part that is closer to the mountains down here. So we have to do like a gradient. So we start painting from the top and we go down, down, down with water, diluting it, and it will get lighter. Remember that I always say that it doesn't have to be picture perfect. It doesn't have to look like, well, if you want to do that, do you? In an hour, I can't do that. So I don't know if you saw the one I did last week. I couldn't finish it. It wasn't like not even half done. It took me 2 more days, and it's still not. I'm not looking when I paint. I'm not looking for a picture. I've done paintings that look real, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like the brightness, like to make the picture my own. So The picture is a guide. See, you see the sky here, the mountains. The mountain here has white, light blue, dark blues, black, purple, pinks. So just to play with that and see the blending of the colors, that's what I like about watercolor. And we see the pine trees and we see all the colors. I took this picture, but well, I didn't take this picture. I borrowed this picture from Google. Um, a free picture that I could use without copyright. But in the bottom here, you see like purples and browns and pinks, and that's what I want to play with. Another technique I wanted to show that I really like. This one, I'm not really fond of the masking fluid. I'm using this one here. I think it's called PBO. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's called drying gum because you could use it with watercolor, but you could use it with pencils or charcoal. I think they use it mostly with charcoal. And something I really like drawing. And one thing I say to the people that has painted with me, and I say a lot in my life, is that the drawing is everything. You have to take the most time with your drawing. Why? Because when the color is in, oops, it's too late. So you have to like, I saw that I started this earlier today, but I didn't like dedicate a lot of time. But I see here that I made a mistake. So I'm using a grid, if you can see here, because this picture has a lot of details. How did I do this grid? I should do like a live just with this. But I have a app on my phone. If you see my phone, is people get shocked when they see my phone. They don't get shocked, they get overwhelmed because I have everything in folders. It's like I don't know, it's very organized. But I have this little folder that has like photograph stuff. So I have an app that's only for grids. So you choose a picture, go to the app, um, choose your image there, and then you put the grid and you choose. I think this grid I chose here, the lines are too thick, but I chose them like that, or I left them like that because I want you to see them. If you're seeing this from your phone, it's gonna be hard to see them if they're very thin. And when you put your grid, in this case, there's some options, but I choose them that the little squares be square, not rectangle. It doesn't really matter, but when you're going to translate that to your picture, to your drawing, each square in this case, but the good thing is if you have this picture with these little squares, you could scale them this way. Each square for me is an inch. So I this was a big paper and I cut it to size. So I see I have 5 squares down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 inches and 7 squares across. So I did 7 inches. So my paper is 5 by 7 inches. But after I did it, I thought I should have added um, the half an inch for the border. In my case, I'm like taking out half an inch from each square here on the grid. I don't know if you get it. Instead of the whole square here, no, here, this is a whole square. You see here? With the tape, it's half an inch. The good thing is that I have this mat and it helped me like tape it down. But for the next time, I'll just do 7 inches and a half. No, 7 inches. No, 8 inches and 6 inches. That's a lot of math. I know. Sorry, but I like that's the part I like when I'm drawing, and I'm it's crazy, but that's what I like the planning and all of that. I noticed that in this corner, I have a lot of tips for today. I use this, it's called a clay eraser or a kneading eraser. It's an eraser that you need, obviously. When it gets very dirty with all the graphite, you just knead it and it comes, you stretch it like this. This is a very small piece. They come a little bigger. You need it like that. This one was clean already. I'm just showing you. The good thing about this eraser is that you could make a little point if you're going to erase something like very small. In this drawing, I'm going 2 squares down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and I've noticed that here I made a mistake. So I'm gonna erase. And why am I using this eraser today? Because I could erase all those lines. You can, it depends what you want to do. I really like the lines, but that's not the point here. So there's like, it goes like down here. It's like a little step. And here, let me show you the big. Yeah, notice that here, I think you don't see it here in the picture, but for me, I don't know, I think the mountain is closed here. I think it's like a very, very, very light blue. So it may feel like this is the sky, but I don't think so. I'm gonna leave it like that. And that's it. These trees go like up here, these pine trees. Okay, good luck. So I'm gonna use a masking fluid. Let me put this back here so you can see it even closer. I'm gonna take the paint, let me see. I'm gonna leave it like that. Maybe like this, so it's bigger. I think it is closer. I always struggle with the light. I need a light like on top of me. There. Whoa. That looks good. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna erase the lines. I made them darker than I need them so you can see it. But I'm gonna erase them. You could go light because the paint will cover them. So this eraser is good. You see it gets black. You just pull it. You could go like, I'm not gonna show it on the paper, but you could go like this on the paper and the lines will get lighter, but I don't want that in this case. We'll just try to get the lines of the grid I made before. Uh, but I think the grid is a good guide, especially so you could get the proportions right. And if it has like a lot of details, and you're blind like me. It's a good way. I think next week we could do that. A grid picture and just draw. So you could see how it's done. Yes, I think it's good for portraits. See, it doesn't have, I did this, but it doesn't leave anything behind. So let me start with the masking fluid. And there's not like a lot of white, but I want to paint over that so you can see. There's white here. Be generous. This has like something. I don't know. It's a little spot here, a little spot here. Well, I was gonna say when you do the grid, I did every square is 1 inch, but you could make it a big picture. I thought about it, but last week I did a big painting, so I want to do something smaller. But if each square was 2 inches, you would need a paper that would be not 10 by 14. And you will get a bigger, and then you could go bigger, like 3 inches for each square or 4 inches for each square. And that would be easier, like to translate that to your paint. We'll do it next week so you can see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to clean my brush because it's going to get very messy. It'll dry up fast, so it's like, I don't know, it's like gum, like a very watery, it turns like to a plastic thing. And you just pull it off easy. So this way we could go with the blue. I'm gonna let it dry a bit. Let me start mixing my colors. I would need some blue. I think I need a bigger brush. This one big, right? Yes, so try not to leave your brush in the water like I always do. So I'm gonna paint blue up to the pine tree line there. See, I put more water in the paint because it has to be lighter in the bottom. Even the mountains, I'm painting them blue because we have a lot of blue there. But in the spaces, I put the masking fluid, it will stay white. You'll see at the end. And let me go like this space here. We could go with the green to here. Then we could do like a pink down here. Well, we have like a yellow green. Let me put a line with the pencil. We have like a line here. No, that's too bright. Maybe this. I like that one. Let's go in here. Let's go up to here. Then we need a dark green. Let's see what my greens are. Let's see, yes. This is a dark. Let me put this one. Oh, that's dark. That's nice. Yeah, I told you last week that I usually paint with bigger brushes. Thank you. Always go with the light color so then, because if you have a dark color, it's hard to go back to a lighter color. If you do a dark color and you need it to be lighter, it's hard to go back. There are ways to do that, but it's hard. So it's better to start with a light color. So in the bottom, I'm going to try to do like a pink. Let me see, I think this one is good. Yes. I can't believe it's been half an hour already. Wait, what? So fast. So I'm gonna go. Let's do it. Who cares? Yes, let's go, baby. Oh, I love it. Why not? Let's do a little blending. Let's have fun. I like that. Those dogs. This dog is crazy. It's like bright yellows, good green. I think it's already like it's getting going with the dark blue. So see now I'm going in with more details. So I go with a smaller brush. I was scared of all of this painting, but I really like it. Much water. It's really good to paint on top of those masking fluid marks we did. Because there's where you're gonna see the magic. The magic, the magic. You don't see it now, but and it has some purples in there, so let's go with the purples. We have some here. I think it's more pink, so let me put some pink in there. Yeah, it's like here. And here. Let's put that. Nice. We get like a very light blue. I think here we need that. We need that here. You know that lately we've been having like, not lately, a couple of years, very bad news, like with politics, and I don't like those topics, but I think that when everything goes like very bad, art is a good way to relax, to unwind, to thinking good stuff, be happy with colors. And it's when people don't really care. It's crazy. So just saying. We need art, we need music, we need art, we need food in a fun way. But what am I to say, right? Who am I? Who cares what I say? We should care about art and music, and that's why music has been so disgusting lately because people don't care. People should study music, play good music. But who am I? Who am I? I really like that yellow spot there. Let me see if I can get that in there. I don't know what it is, but it looks nice. This is too bright. Mhm. And I want to get that bright, bright pink in there. So yeah, we should care about art and music and creativity and getting our kids involved and doing art for love of art. We're losing that, people. We are losing that. Get some purple in. The purple in. Get some pink. I want to work those pine cones like very delicately. So I'm gonna leave it. It's almost been an hour. What? But I need to get that masking fluid off before I go. So I'm gonna take the masking fluid off. It's a dry. And this week I'll finish the pine and I'll show you. Let me see if I can get it. I can do it with this, I think. With my eating. Let's do it. We could get a little bit crazy. Dudes. Yeah, I need to work more here. And the pine cones darker. There's like the trees here too. So let me get that. Hmm, maybe with not with this. Let me get the real eraser. And eraser's too soft. So this comes with this rubber thing that is hard. And you could like see comes with sticks to it. I hope you can see it. I think my hand's in the way. Where you see the first white spot. Dude. You see the camera? I can get closer. Let me see if I can. This is the magic. Hmm? And I see that here it was too big, so I could just go with the blue. We have a little spot here. Nice. That's nice. I think I have to use this more. I have two of these. They were a gift from my professor, so cool. Cool. I have another spot here. And see, yeah, I like it. So, thank you for tuning in, Omar. And if you have questions, just leave them right there. I want to remind you that I have a clay day on October 8th. Is it the 8th? Yeah. It's 2 days, the 8th and the 15th. It's $50. It includes clay, glaze, and firing. We'll be doing Halloween stuff, but it's your clay. You could do anything you want. And we'll be having a plein air day in November. Check out my Flying Space Studio page, and there you can see more of the crazy things I'm doing lately. See you.